Welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review, episode number 171. Now, in the case of this particular episode, we're discussing episode number 1059, Yonko, Anako, and the Locked Attic, and the 1001st chapter of the manga. Now, I did mention last week that this is basically a canon episode. Now, there's some points interesting, though, about the case it adapts. It's a case where it's entirely done in one location. I mean, it's done in the Mori office, detective agency office, and they're here for pretty much the entire arc, and, well, nobody leaves, no going to a crime scene. Now, in case you're curious, though, will this arc involve any of the regular police officers? No, it's one of those rare times where the police officers do not show up at all. Now, I was reading the manga. Now, the arc itself covers chapters 1055 to 1057. This episode mostly, in a way, just covers, the entirety of chapter 1055 and, most of chapter 1056. And from what I could tell, I don't think hardly any changes. It's basically almost very much exact carbon copy of the way it was in the manga, with very little change. So the episode, like the chapter it adapts, starts out with Mori in the bathroom. He's going number 2, and he just finishing up. He had just finished up, and he's worried, oh crap, something really bad just happened. What is it? He's out of toilet paper. And by the way, he spends the whole case in this bathroom. He does not leave until the case is pretty much over. So they flash back 2 hours. By the way, yeah, he's been in the bath for 2 freaking hours. So, actually probably not that long. So, and when he gets the flashback stuff, because, well, we have Ran asking her father, where are the sandwiches left in the fridge? It's oh, I ate them. It's you should have ate them. Why? Because they're 2 days beyond the expiration date. Oh, I'll be fine. And he just notices, wow, his desk is clean, he dressed up nice, and she's wondering what the heck, because she thinks, oh no, is he cheating? Possibly cheating on her mom? Nope. Yonko was gonna be there, by herself. Yeah, as far as I can tell, this is the first time she's actually had. Now, in terms of the anime, this is probably the first time she's been to the actual agency. Probably since, early on in the show. Last time that she ever showed up at the office. Because usually, whenever she shows up, usually she's on TV. She does show up in the series a lot, but usually she's out, at a studio or on location. Never is in the office. This is probably by far the first time in a long time that she set foot in the office. Now, since on episode 3 or 4, very early on in the series, that was also officially I can remember she was in the office. Now she's there because she's worried about a case to keep her up at night. So, in the case of what the case is, they're investigating something that happened at a villa. By the way, in case you're curious, though, do they go to this villa this whole arc? Nope. They don't. And here's a fun fact for you. How long ago was the actual, chapters themselves released? You might ask. Well, I think it was about 2 years ago, I think it was. Yeah, it was just a little over 2 years ago they released this case. And the whole thing with this one is that we talk about, so basically she explains that she's working on a drama where excuse me, where she plays a ghost. And I think Rand pointed out, though, weren't you supposed to be a detective? So she says, oh, I'm a ghost who's also a detective. So they go location where the producer's sister disappeared 2 years prior to the episode. So they go, and of course, there's some spooky feeling. Of course, they spin out of the place. And then one of the producers disappears. Later on, he's found dead after searching for a few days. He's found dead in the attic. Yeah, found dead in the attic. And the only clue, he was actually trapped in the attic. Why he was trapped in the attic, not revealed just yet. But he did send a picture of these cards. Of course, Maury asks, is that blackjack or poker? He says, don't know which, because basically they're duplicates of several numbers. So after talking for a while, then Maury has to go use the bathroom, and then he's stuck in there. Because no toilet paper. So, not long after he gets in the bathroom, his apprentice from the restaurant next door shows up, let us some sushi. He says, oh yeah, I'll take out my wages. Really? You cost up money for apparently no reason at all. And he's able to case like, oh, okay. After being debriefed, of course, discuss various things, and that's pretty much it. It just seems as though, now the thing with this particular case is, it just seems though there's lots of talking, not much stuff going on in this particular one. And here's the thing. The last kind of case they have was a lot more interesting than this one was. Now, if I remember from the manga, this arc was okay. It just said there's lots and lots of talking. All about possibly what the cards mean. Stuff like that. Yeah. But it's an okay episode. Now here's the thing. Is it a terrible adaptation? No, it follows the manga pretty closely. I mean, way too closely anyways. But it seems as though we just get lots of chalking and not much stuff happening here. Aside from Morbid trapped in the bathroom, which I found to be kind of funny. Alright, moving on. New chapter manga. Chapter 1001, The Search. So everyone sees the kid show up and the crown just disappeared. Like, don't fall for his tricks. The alarm bell would have rung and the crown moved from the millimeter, right? The fact that in the ring means the crown is still there. He took upon the black piece of paper or cloth, make it disappear. Lucky by cloth? Where do you see such things? Can't be. And of course, questioned by the translator, like, why didn't you just arrest him right there? Well then. The treasurer, I shall return empty-handed. Since empty-handed, nobody chase me. And poof. And I agree with the translator. Why can't they just arrest him at that point? He goes black at all. So then they have briefly cut to Rand and Sonoko. Yeah, briefly. They're here for like one panel. I'm also able to figure out how Kid got in the room. Of course, they talk to the various exhibitors, the appraisers that are there. But when the appraiser, of course, Conan comes to the interesting idea, can't the habit have to be collapsible? So, yeah, that's true. Can't apply for the crown. The only place they can hide it is on his thigh. And then we know it's there by feeling for it. So, yeah. Then Rand and Sonic show up, and of course, they don't do much of anything in this chapter. Check their bodies. After they look around, they go, oh, clothes aren't meant for that matter. You're wearing a light colored jacket. But okay, because I changed. Clothes got dirty. The appraisers arrived in the evening. I was about to explain the plans to the appraisal, rather be safe. Well, they were at a cafe, and of course got ketchup all over the place. They had to change their shirt. Like, okay. Changes down to his office. Change his spare jacket. Thinking about ketchup spray everywhere, is that true? Yeah, I got my clothes up, but I didn't bring a spare clothes along. Let the wash stay in the washer basin until it faded out. The process took a bit of time, though. Yep. And, oh, that's why I explained like a little late. So, baking soda and ketchup. We see Amuro there. Huh. Ever got supposed clothes over using a catch the trick. Yeah. After just catch up for a while, I was like, oh yeah, Conan. And and of course, it's pointed by the guy mustache. Aren't you a bit long at first met? My leg's always as long. What's the difference? You too. When we first met, your parents seemed a bit different. Ah, you see, it's reversible. The catch I got here and there, I wore it out to hide the stains. So it's in the ketchup end on your head. I wiped it properly, so it's no problem. So that moves also opinion. That trick you used to crown the spear and empty the kid. I still get it. How is the kid going to take the crown away in such a situation? What's the trick his plan is going? Okay. So, like KCM, we got a little bit of progression here. Like, the Kaio Kid stuff was really cool. I love the Kaio Kid stuff. But afterwards, it's like, talking lots about ketchup, gets all over the place, and doesn't seem like we're advancing this arc at all, this case at all. Yeah, nothing has progressed here. Aside from the fact, oh, people change clothes because they got ketchup themselves. And the fact that also that's why the praise was late, and it talked about the crown briefly, and afterwards, oh yeah, and of course, I'm like legs are longer. Like my legs always was long. I'm like, if those though this chapter were going like, it's like after the Cow Kid stuff, we're just going in circles. The whole chapter, we're going in circles like crazy. But it just seemed like though we got a lot of progression here, beyond the opening few pages, because it feels as though this chapter was spinning its wheels. And Conan still didn't figure out who the heck the Coyote Kid's identity is. So, yeah. And from what I read, this is actually the first arc in a long time that, well, actually, no, it's actually going to be wrapping up in the next chapter. Damn it. I was kind of hoping, basically, that they would squeeze out one more chapter, but nope, not really. So apparently after next week, next chapter doesn't come out until late December. Yeah. But yeah, not much else to say about these two stuff here. Chapter's okay at best, but spinning its wheels. I give the chapter an 8 out of 10. Lowest I've got on the chapters in quite some time. Yep, and that's pretty much it for Stick Review. So tomorrow, expect to see reviews for The Great Gentleman Defeated and Boruto, and possibly Doctor Who review and maybe a Comic Corner. Okay, see you. Bye.